You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Born and bred in Tuscaloosa, not raised in Baton Rouge. Didn't ride no wagon train to Norman or to Boone. They said I'd never make it, just a name they'd overlook. Now I'm burning up their game plans and ripping up their books. No five-star shot, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on the Friday night moons. Now they feel me coming like a fourth down blitz. Got them talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit. 'Cause I'm the outlaw, college football. Ain't no stripes can hold me back.
Before we get to today's topic at hand, let's go ahead and give a huge shout out to those Outlaw Policy subscribers out there that have been kind enough and generous enough to help me curb the censorship that I'm experiencing from YouTube. I am demonetized to December 14th because of me resharing Charlie Kirk TikTok videos on my short section. And those guys are Doug Foran, Richard Burton, Todd Pinson, Darren Happ, Tess Morningside, and Jerry Hawley. And those that are in the Gold Club that have donated many, many times are Heath Stokes, Ryan Neese, Tim Gillespie, and Calvin Glover. I'm out at Salad Radio. They're going to help us today's college football invasion. Now, getting right to it here. Man, seriously. I mean, I'm really surprised. I'll be quite honest with you because I figured most Oklahoma fans would, be disappointed, but not be talking about getting rid of Brent Venables after one single loss this year. Now, it is true. This is a long season. You could get a few more losses that may back up how they're feeling about Brent Venables. I expected a lot of the assistants' heads to be called for, but not Brent Venables this early on in the season. And I've got a few things to back me up on this that, I'm not just coming here saying this. People have been blowing up my DMs, as I said earlier, as well as my Facebook Messenger. But I just, for the hell of it, asked AI today if Brent Venables was on the hot seat. And this is what came up. Y'all check this out. Okay, here it is, the AI overview. Yes, the loss to Texas has put Brent Venables back on the hot seat as it reignited concerns about Oklahoma's performance despite a strong start to the season. While the team has a lot in front of them, this loss, coupled with a difficult remaining schedule, has raised questions about his ability to succeed, especially having previously seemed to be coaching his way off the hot seat, according to Sooners Wire and On3. Says factors contributing to the pressure, performance in this loss, the Sooners' inability to score a touchdown, and the offensive struggles led a significant loss, putting Brent Venables' job security back into question, notes OU Daily and the New York Times. Anything from New York I don't give a shit about, by the way, just saying. Tough remaining schedule. Oklahoma faces a daunting gauntlet of games against SEC opponents, and the pressure will be on Venables to win in the upcoming weeks. Well, no shit. Past performance, despite a strong start, the loss to Texas has erased the momentum and put the focus back on the record that has included two previous losses to the rival Longhorns, according to the Daily Texan and some Facebook outlets. Venables' responses says, focus on leadership. Venables emphasized the importance of leadership within the locker room to rally the team after this loss. And that's all good and well, but that at this point right now, Brent, I'll be honest with you, that's sort of like coach speak, political speak, whatever you want to call it. It's just people are not buying into it no more, brother. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, man, a lot of people that I didn't think would turn on Brent Venables are starting to turn on him. And let's go ahead and bring up another point. This is my point in the whole thing. This is the point that may actually come back to bite Brent. This may be the reason why, and it happened in this game, that may end up ultimately costing Brent Venables his job at Oklahoma. Check this video out from the Matt Berry Show with Paul Feinbaum as the guest.
Should Oklahoma have allowed John Mateer to play, or take it one step further, should John Mateer have said, look, I get it. He's a competitor. But there was nothing in that game, and not taking anything away from Sark, Texas, Arch, special teams. They deserved to win that game. But it was clear, Paul, that Mateer was not ready or capable of competing at the John Mateer level we had seen over the first month of the season. And I wonder if it did.
Now, he said at the beginning of this that he's a gamer. And that's all good and well if somebody's a gamer. But once again, Brent, this falls back on you, brother. These guys are really young and immature. They're not kids like people like to call them, but they are young and immature men, young men, and you're supposed to be the leader of this organization that they call the Oklahoma Sooners. And therefore, whether he's a gamer or not, you probably shouldn't have played him in this game.
Did more damage than good having a guy out there with the wrap. It started bleeding. That was the big debate in studio yesterday. Should John Mateer have played for Oklahoma?
It was a terrible decision by Brent Venables to play John Mateer. I didn't like it going in because here is the reason why it was such a bad decision. They had to know Mateer was going to be severely limited. So they did two terrible things. They put him in harm's way, which he shouldn't have been in. Secondly, they cost themselves a great argument to the CFP if they ended up going 9-3 by saying, hey, listen, our biggest game of the year, we didn't have our best player.
And this was a point that me and Killer Breeze made in the previous live stream. I'll go check that out. I made the point, and Killer Breeze actually backed me up on it, in that if you don't play John Mateer and you lose the game, you'll have a valid excuse to have lost that game, and it wouldn't have stung as much because you would have had a reason, a valid reason for losing that game. And Paul Feinbaum makes an even better point here in that it could affect you in getting into the playoffs because the College Football Committee is supposed to take that into account.
It's a similar argument that FSU did not win on, but they might very well have won on. And they got nothing out of it other than a black eye. And I hope Mateer is okay, but Michael Hawkins, couldn't have really been any worse. So they got nothing. They gained nothing. They lost everything, and now the schedule becomes very problematic. They have road games, if my memory is correct, at Tennessee and Alabama. How do you like those two? Plus Ole Miss at home.
Yeah, and you nailed it. You nailed it because the committee takes things like that into the equation. And so if you say like, oh, they didn't have the Heisman Trophy front run at the time, that goes as a little docket in their column. But the other thing is with Hawkins, your game plan is set with what he's able to do. They know that. We know that. With Mateer, you've got a guy he freewheels it. I mean, he kind of does whatever the hell he wants. It's kind of his style. He's a gunslinger. And so now, perhaps the one game plan you went into the game with thinking that you were going to do with Hawkins gets completely flipped when Mateer starts practicing. We don't even know how much he practiced. But you almost throw a last-minute curveball at your team when everyone was under the impression, and probably even the team itself, that he was going to be out for an extensive period of time. I just thought – I don't know that I wouldn't have rushed him back. I mean, look, we're not the team doctors and we're not the head coach, but I didn't like it, and I thought it showed in the game yesterday. In a game which, by the way, Arch Manning, right now that's the only game that matters. Arch beat Oklahoma, Texas beat Oklahoma, and they can reset their season.
Yeah, and for Brent Venables, I gave you the schedule. The Michigan win means very little right now after what happened with Michigan last night. And
what happened to Michigan was they lost badly to those USC skittle shitters, which compounds things a little bit this week for the Oklahoma fans and their pissed off attitude with the way things are going.
And besides, he's 1-3 in the biggest game of the season. And Matt, we don't need to educate this audience. It's the smartest college football audience in the country watching this podcast, how important that game is.
Yeah. I mean, look, And it can be a reset. Season resets happen at the midway point of the season. We'll see if that's what that is for Texas because, again, confidence is everything in college football. And if you're a young team, you're a young quarterback, and everyone gets confidence after beating the 5th or 6th ranked team in the country, then look, you can grow on that. We'll see what they do with that victory, and we'll see what Oklahoma does now because they were one of the good stories in the early part of the college football season.
So as you can see from this video, it's not just me. It's not just some of the Oklahoma fans. It's the national media now that is calling Brent Venables out on his poor decision to play John Mateer. Now, there's been rumors out there circulating that John Mateer begged to play and demanded that he play in this game. But once again, some people try to say, well, that just shows he's a gamer. No, that shows me that Brent Venables give in and that he did do the right thing by the young man. Brent Venables probably wanted to win this game so desperately because he knew how important it was probably to his coaching career. But what he don't realize is even if you had taken a loss to Texas and played Michael Hawkins, you would have had a built-in excuse, and Oklahoma fans would have been much more forgiving if Oklahoma loses that game with Michael Hawkins as opposed to bringing back John Mateer. And what a lot of people are saying was way too early. Most likely he probably should not have missed the Texas game, but he probably should have been out for the South Carolina game as well. And like I said, I was bragging on Brent about how he was bringing him back slowly, didn't, try to bring him back in the Kent State game, which was obvious that he wasn't going to do that. But sort of took away from my respect for him a little bit because I think he gave in to the moment and decided, you know what, I need to play this guy. I'm desperate to win this game, not really thinking it through. Because now, ultimately, that decision to let whatever happened, whether John Mateer talked you into it, Brent, or not, you are the leader of this organization. You are the person that's supposed to put your foot down and make the tough decisions. And a lot of Oklahoma fans have also complained about the good old boy network that it seems that you have out there. You kept Joe John Finley and DeMarco Murray. You bring in Ben Arbuckle as your offensive coordinator, but you let him have no decision-making in who he wants on the staff to help him put his offense in place. And I don't even think it's Brent. I think Brent has no control over what assistants are hired. I think that the administration at Oklahoma over Brent, the good old boy network that I've been talking about, the good old boy network screwed my team, Alabama, for decades. And finally, they finally put their foot down. Mal Moore did, brung in Nick Saban, and decided, just take a risk, and they get fired to get fired. Brent Venables, I don't think, has control over hiring the assistants either. I could be wrong about that, but ultimately, the good old boy network and a lot of these college football programs is very detrimental and very divisive, and they just need to stop, man. If you really care about your program, old school boosters and those of you that won't allow Brent Venables and the other coaches to hire the assistants they want, you get what you get, man. And ultimately, this decision to play John Mateer is on Brent Venables. And if it comes back to haunt him later on in the year, big picture, if it sort of hurts John Mateer going forward and Oklahoma loses 3 or 4 more ball games, more than likely, Oklahoma will be one of the many teams looking for a new head coach to coach their team next year. You guys and gals drop in the comments section. Let me know what you think about all this. Do you think I'm way off base? Do you think I'm pretty much on point? Drop in the comment section and let me know. Also, if you don't mind, like I said before, we can't get donations anymore through the Super Chats or any of the other stuff that we used to do here on the YouTube channel. They demonetized my channel for me resharing Charlie Kirk videos to TikTok videos on my short section, basically censoring me. And so I'm demonetized till December 14th. If you want to donate to the program, you'll see on the scroll down here, money $ JPC316, as well as my Venmo, which is also JPC316. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It's the Big Four, and they're all absolutely free. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.